Hey everybody, what's happening? So I have been doing YouTube seriously for about a year now. I drive around the country in my custom van and seek freedom in all areas of my life and share my story. So I've learned a lot of things about YouTube along the way, and I want to share them with you. And this information specifically, it is pertinent to all social media, but especially YouTube. So hopefully none of these things will happen to you. They probably won't. It seems like it's pretty rare, but everything in here I'm going to talk about, all these kind of worst case scenarios, I've seen them happen to other people, and I've read about it and learned how to protect myself from that happening to me. So hopefully this information will also allow you to protect yourself so that you don't become a victim. So I broke this into three different categories here. I've got my notes because there's a lot of information I want to go over here and try to keep it as short as possible. Then the three sections are property, physical safety, and emotional. So we'll start with the property, and that is your digital property, that is your identity, that is your financial situation, and that is the YouTube, your small business, which a YouTube is a channel. If it's monetized, it's a small business. So we're going to start with email. If somebody can get into your email, then they can get into probably all accounts associated with that email. So if your email, if you have one email that you use for your bank and your credit cards and your YouTube channel and your Facebook and your Twitter, your Instagram, all that stuff, and somebody can get in there, you're in big trouble because you can get your identity stolen. People can do things under your name and destroy your reputation and make you look really bad. There's all kinds of terrible things that can happen. So luckily, to have a YouTube account, you have to use Gmail. And Gmail has this incredible security feature, which is called dual authentication. And what that is you not only put in your password, but you have to put in a special code, which you download a program onto your smartphone. And you have to hit the app and then put in the special code, which is constantly changing numbers. So you have to match it with the time, which is easier than it seems to do. So that is a huge security feature that I highly recommend. If any of your important accounts, social media, or anything financial is tied to an email, you should log it to a Gmail account, and you should get that dual authentication. Very important. That thing will save your butt. But also, all of your passwords for everything, you should have very complex passwords. I do 10 digits, and it's all random symbols and numbers and letters. Nobody's ever going to guess them. I don't know what the math is, like what percentage chance they have. But I also change them once a month, and I keep the passwords written down in a secure location for all of my things. So there's no way anybody's going to get them. They're protected digitally. So save a copy of all your videos. I haven't done this. I'm starting to do this now. I've gone ahead and downloaded. You can download all your YouTube videos inside of your, I think it's in the Creator Studio. So have a copy in it's somewhere. It's really smart to have this in two different locations. So get two different external hard drives, or massive cloud storage if you want to do that, and save them, because it is actually pretty easy to lose your YouTube channel. The terms of service are very complicated, hard to understand, and they're constantly changing. And according to Google, who owns YouTube, ignorance of the rules does not excuse breaking them. So you can lose your YouTube channel if you break the rules. And also, people can make false copyright claims, and you can lose monetization. From what I'm aware of, you still, they just pause, like they won't actually pay you, but they're keeping track of how much money you're making. But you can lose your YouTube channel and your monetization from false copyright claims. So having a backup of your videos is very important so that you can start another channel. But also, just as important with that, is having somewhere where your community, because on YouTube you're building a community, all of the members of that community need to know if something happens to your channel, they need to know where to go. So me, I have several social media accounts associated with this YouTube channel. I also have a website. So if something happens to my YouTube channel, I can just upload all of my videos to my website through a different service besides YouTube, and I can monetize my website, and I can make way more money with my website than I ever could a YouTube channel anyway. So it would actually be a blessing in disguise. So let's see, what's my next point here? Never give your private info. Some people give their first and last name. That's up to them. I choose to leave my last name completely private because if someone has your last name, they can figure out where you live. They can figure out all kinds of things about you. And that's just one step closer to getting your identity stolen or having something terrible happen to you. So I don't give out my last name. I don't give out my birthday. I don't give out my address. My license plates, in the beginning, I wish I would have just from the beginning blurred out my license plates so that people wouldn't have that information. But I've already done that. What I'm aware of in the state of Oregon is that you have to have a judge sign a warrant for anybody to be able to access any information from your license plate. So just with my license plate numbers, nobody's going to be able to find out where I live or anything like that. It might be different for other states, so you need to look into this. I've heard that it's the same law for all states, but you need to look into this on your own because I have not verified this. So yeah, but people can still, if I'm in a different state or I'm somewhere and someone sees my license plates, they're like, oh yeah, that's Jed from Into the Mystery. Let's go break into his car. That's most likely never going to happen. It's probably going to be like, hey, what's up, James? And I'm going to be like, yeah. So it'll be cool. But that's one thing to consider. And the very last part of this section is you've got to consider that when you put something online, you've got to think that it's for forever. YouTube channels or YouTube videos, you're not supposed to be able to download them. YouTube's very good at getting rid of all of the plugins and everything that allows you to download other people's YouTube videos. But I guess there are certain ways, and if you're in a really bad state, you're going through something really bad, for instance, or you just changed as a person, and you said something really radical or offensive or mean, you could potentially ruin an employment opportunity. You could ruin or prevent relationships from ever taking place, and somebody could possibly blackmail you with something. Say you put up this like really intense video or something, or really racist or something, who knows, video, and somebody downloads it, and then you go and delete it, they still have it, and they can blackmail you with it somehow. So you need to be aware of that. Anything you put online is forever. It's for the world to see. If you don't want your grandma looking at it, then don't put it online. Physical safety. This is a big one. All of these things I'm going to talk about have happened, and it's pretty damn terrifying. So swatting, this is a new trend especially with the live streaming gamer community, but I guess it's happening in other areas now too. It's getting kind of popular. And what this is, and this is absolutely terrible for multiple reasons, but people will call the police and make a false claim, so that you murdered somebody in your house, or you raped someone, or you have a bomb, or you're planning to do a mass shooting or something, and the SWAT team shows up at your house and they knock down your door and they come in with their machine guns. Get on the ground, get on the ground, you know, all that crap. And with the live streaming guys, it's live, it's on video. So the troll's sitting back and just laughing at this whole situation, but it's incredibly dangerous. People get killed by police. Like, come on, dude. It's dangerous. It's extremely dangerous. Not only that, you're wasting the police's time, man. They got real people who are doing real horrible things they need to go out and take care of. So it's just a terrible thing all the way around. So that's another reason why I don't give out my last name or my address or my phone number or my specific location. Stalkers and just inconvenient fans. I know I sound like a douche for saying that, but look at the guys who are really big. Look at Casey Neistat. Every single time he goes to his office, there are like 20 people sitting outside of his office that want to say hi to him and take a selfie with him and just whatever. And if you're the kind of person that doesn't want that kind of attention, then don't give out your private information. Don't let people know where you work, where you live, where you usually go. Don't let them know your typical places that you go, because you're going to have your own little paparazzi. It's going to happen. Stalkers. People get weird, man. There are weird, crazy people out there doing weird stuff, but also thieves. I heard a story about a YouTuber who his address was public. I don't remember how that happened, but he said, hey, I'm going to the Bahamas, and it's going to be great. I'm going on vacation. He came back. His house was totally empty. Somebody broke in and stole everything he owned, and that is just horrible. That's also a good reason to prolong your videos, saying you are going on a trip like that. Build up your videos so that when you say, when the video comes out that says you're going to the Bahamas, you're already back, so that you're always at home. So that's one way to kind of safeguard yourself. If you're traveling in a vehicle, like I am, traveling around the country in my van, and my van's pretty easily identifiable even without my license plate. I've got the bike on the back now, or I'm going to as soon as I get the rack in a couple days. My license plate, I got a couple stickers, a couple other little identifying parts of this van where you're like, oh, that's Jed's van. For the most part, probably 99.9% of the people who are going to see my van are going to be like, oh my god, that's Jed, I love his videos, awesome. And then we're going to meet and maybe have lunch or something. It's going to be awesome. But there is a very small fraction of people who hate my guts and would love nothing more than to see me bleeding in a ditch, struggling for my last breath. So when I park, when I'm either sleeping or away from my van, I park in a very, very public, crowded place. And when at all possible, if it's at night, I only do it where there's really good lighting on the van and the van really sticks out. It's really out in the open, like not in the back corner, not like all the way to the side, but kind of like right out in the middle. And also, I try to park where there's a camera. Luckily, we live in a police state where there's video cameras recording everything all the time. So I park under those cameras because those do keep me safe. So that is one thing I do there. Now onto the emotional part, and this is a really tricky one. There's no right or wrong here. This is just my interpretation and what I've seen happen to other people, and what I've seen happen within myself as well. So you've got to ask yourself why you're doing this. If you're doing this to get attention or validation, or to get people to like you, or to get people to think that you're cool, you're gonna run into problems. You're gonna run into big problems. If you are easily affected by other people's opinion of you, you're gonna run into big problems. And both of these are kind of the same thing, because on the positive side, all the positive feedback you're gonna get endless praise, man. There's gonna be people, no matter what you're talking about. If you're talking about some racist, crazy crap, there's gonna be people who agree with you, and they're gonna praise you, and they're gonna reinforce that belief. And that's a scary thing, man. But even if you're talking about something ultra positive and ultra awesome, you know, changing the world, changing yourself for the better, there's going to be people who are going to hate that. And most of them are people who don't take the responsibility for their own lives, since they'd rather just hate on other people and try to drag them down and make them feel bad. And they'll try every trick in the book to do it. And you've got to have this wall, this certain amount of space between you and other people's opinions, whether they're good or they're bad. Because either way can get, either the positive or the negative can get real dangerous and really affect you. So you got to have this wall. You can be grateful, you can feel good when you get praised. That's okay, but don't let that become your identity. Like, your identity and your sense of self and your emotions are created by you. They are from you. Nobody else is allowed to change who you are. Nobody else is allowed to make you feel anything. You allow people to let you feel things. So that's a huge important thing. And I'll have a video next Sunday about how to handle trolls and haters and naysayers, because in my opinion they are three totally different things. And I'll talk about that next Sunday more. Let's see, what else do I have? Oh, I've got a story for you. So, and this totally true story. I read about this a few months back, actually probably about 6 months back. This was when I was in Cocoa Beach. Wow. So there was this guy who started this channel, and he felt like he was just kind of a boring guy. He didn't really have much going for him. He wasn't very charismatic. He wasn't very outgoing. The girls didn't really seem to like him, but he was good at acting. And he acted like on camera. He started this YouTube channel as a fictitious character, where he pretended like he was this character, this really outgoing, triumphant kind of dude, and super charismatic, you know. And what happened is he got a lot of attention. He did really good with his act, and he got a lot of attention. He got a lot of viewers. He even got a girlfriend, and this girlfriend knew him as the character from his YouTube videos, and he pretended to be this person for the YouTube videos, but inside he knew it wasn't him. He knew it was all a sham. It was all fake. And he had a pretty bad mental breakdown and ended up in a mental hospital for a while. And I don't know what happened to him after that, but I know it really messed him up. So if you're gonna do this, you gotta be yourself. it seems like 9 times out of 10 people can smell inauthenticity from a mile away, and they're like, ah, this guy's fake, whatever, I'm gonna watch something else. But apparently that guy was really good. So that's all I got for you today. If you found this information helpful at all, consider donating up in the, drop me $1 or whatever up in the card section up there. Otherwise, subscribe and check every Sundays for more YouTube specific videos. I really hope that this has helped someone. If this information helps keep one person safe, it will be worth my time. And I've spent quite a few hours figuring out this video. So thank you guys so much for watching. Love you, Sam!